Welcome to our very first Voices and Stories service. This is going to be a short micro service with a couple songs and a short 10-minute devotional or story. I encourage you to prepare yourself, sit in and enjoy this morning, today, this evening, whenever you're enjoying it. Enjoy this service today.
Waking up from the longest night, fixing my eyes on a new horizon. Sure, before me, leave the past behind. There's no turning back, there's no turning back. And boldly I run into your presence, faith like a child, known and protected here in your arms. My shame is unraveling. You make me fearless, fearless. You call my heart out of the dark. Fearless, fearless. Finally free. Your spirit makes me fearless. I was living underneath gray skies. Now I'm dancing in the light of heaven. Grace has found me, brought me back to life. There's no turning back, there's no turning back. And boldly I run into your presence, faith like a child, known and protected here in your arms. My shame is unraveling. You make me fearless, fearless. You hold my heart out of the dark. Fearless, fearless. Finally free. Your spirit makes me fearless. I'm alive to praise you. I was made to love you. I'm alive to praise you. There's no turning back. There's no turning back. I'm alive to praise you. I was made to love you. I'm alive to praise you. There's no turning back, there's no turning back. You make me fearless, fearless. You call my heart out of the dark. Fearless, fearless. Finally free. Your spirit makes me fearless, fearless. You call my heart out of the dark. Fearless, fearless. Finally free. Your spirit makes me fearless.
Hi, my name is Josiah. I'm from Vernon, and I'm part of the C3 family. You're meeting me here this morning in my backyard with the birds chirping and the rabbits rabbiting around. And you're meeting me on the very first Voices and Stories service or video, I guess, for the summer. I wanted to share a quick message, or devotional, I guess you could even call it, with you guys this morning. I'm going to open my Bible first and read you this verse. It's in 1 Peter chapter 5, and the verse is, well, it starts at verse 7. Maybe you've heard this verse before. It says, "Casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you." I don't know about you, I don't know about your scenario or your situation, but I know for myself, lately, I've been feeling overwhelmed or stressed, maybe anxious even is the right word. Not because of heavy weights that are unbearable, but just because of the weight of life and the weight of different things going on. In some ways, I think I've felt like I have a lot of plates spinning and trying to keep them all spinning. You can see that analogy of someone spinning plates. And I've been thinking for the last few weeks about what to do about being overwhelmed, or what to do about having more on your plate of spinning plates than maybe you can bear or you can handle. And I know I've talked to some other people and they've felt a similar situation. I don't know if it's as the world opens back up, you have anxiety about meeting and being with people again, as your work life enables you to rejoin it. You have you have everything now that used to be common in your life asking for rights or permission back into it. And I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about being overwhelmed. I don't know if that's more overwhelming or less overwhelming. And this verse came to me. This verse reminded me in the Bible where Peter says, "Cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for you." It reminded me about a few things. It reminded me that in my life, the things that feel overwhelming, the things that feel like pressure, the things that feel unbearable, that they aren't. Sometimes they're unbearable because I wasn't called to bear them. Sometimes they're unbearable because I'm trying to carry them myself. That when Peter talks about casting cares upon him, casting our cares or our worries, another translation says our anxieties onto God, that it's about recognizing and handing the responsibility over to someone who can handle it. We had a son, a newborn baby, about 3 months ago, and I, as you would be well aware, Kimberly, my wife, she is sleep deprived. Now, my sleep deprivation does not equal or equate in any way in comparison to her sleep deprivation. But the other day, I came out about this time in the morning, because this is when everyone's asleep and you can get things done in the morning. And I came out into the backyard and I discovered our barbecue was left on. And I had barbecued something for dinner 2 days prior and left the barbecue on. And it reminded me in that moment that maybe there was things I was carrying beyond sleep deprivation that I was not built or designed to carry. Cast your cares upon him because he cares for you. You know, there's seasons in life, for me, maybe for you as well, where it's harder to prioritize reading your Bible. It's harder to prioritize prayer. It's harder to prioritize spending time in praise and worship. Maybe it's just by being out of the routine of gathering together as a church family. Maybe it's just by a shift in the routine at the house. Maybe it's the summer, maybe whatever it is. But I know I have found in my life, and I've found in this season, that when I don't prioritize the things of God, the spiritual things, my prayer life, my word life, that I start to carry things I was never designed for. A thought came to me additionally when I was reading this, because I don't know about you, but I've been in church a lot of my life. I'm a pastor's kid, so I guess all of my life, except for the seasons I chose not to. I know a lot of Bible verses, so it's easy for me to think, oh, cast your cares upon him, and then look it up and share it to you. And then what has always surprised me, or has surprised me in the last however many years, has been how many times I look it up and it's not quite what I thought it was. And I want to read you a few verses just before and just after. This, of course, is written by Peter, who's one of Jesus' disciples, and this is right at the end of one of his letters. He writes 2 letters. And he says this, starting in verse 5. It says, "Likewise, you younger people, submit yourself to your elders. Yes, all of you be submissive to one another, and be clothed with humility. For God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time." And here it is, "Casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Resist him steadfast in faith, knowing that the same sufferings are experienced by your brotherhood in the world. But may the God of all grace, who called us to his eternal glory, by Christ Jesus, allow you, or after you have suffered a while, perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. To him be the glory and the dominion forever and ever. Amen." I was struck by this thought when I read this through, that the verse out of context misses some of the meaning. So yeah, we cast our cares upon Jesus. We cast our cares upon him because he cares for us. We cast our anxieties. We cast our burdens. We cast our stresses. We cast these things that we're not built to design. But it talks about the reality that casting your burdens, your stresses, your anxieties onto him requires us first to humble ourselves. I'm not very good at humbling myself. Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. It's sort of like he knows that the things that weigh us down too much are often weighing us down because we haven't humbled ourselves to ask for assistance. Maybe, assistance from God, casting our cares upon him, but maybe even like the verse just before, younger people submit to older people. Maybe sometimes the anxiety and the burden is because we haven't included other people in our life for our worries, stresses, and burdens. I guess I just today want to encourage you and exalt you and mention this to you, that there are burdens, there are anxieties, and there's stresses in our world, and maybe you feel overwhelmed. Like I said, I know a number of people who do. I know I have felt overwhelmed recently. But maybe overwhelmed isn't where we need to stay. Maybe there's opportunity for us to dig back into the disciplines of our spiritual life. Maybe you're in the disciplines of your spiritual life, and maybe there's opportunity for you to humble yourselves and seek assistance from others. Take that thought with you. Let us know if you do something with it. Let me read that last verse again. "Casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you." 1 Peter 5, verse 7.
From the rising sun to the setting sun, I will praise your name. And great is your faithfulness to me. God, from age to age, the world
that has been Voices and Stories. This summer, as C3 family, we are gathering together. We are prioritizing gathering together to rebuild and build family. There's a number of ways that you can be a part of the gatherings together. One of the first things you need to do, though, is text your name to 780-760-3800. That's the best way to get any updates about what's happening. Every second week, we're going to be hosting gatherings across the region, and if text will come out, and all you have to do is text your city name to find the gathering nearest to you. Throughout the summer, we have a C3 wine tour, C3 golf day, and in the later part of the summer, we'll be having a worship and prayer night or prayer event. We really are excited to gather together and rebuild community and family during this time. Be a part of it. Also, we are creating a resource. More information will come, but we're creating a resource so that you can host a gathering at your home. These gatherings that we're having are not just about the church organization planning them, but it's about us as a family regathering together. We've got a resource pool that we are providing to you for anyone who wants to host a gathering. Things like hoppies, large griddles, cotton candy machines, things like that to make your gathering successful. Anything that could be a barrier for you to gather people together, we want to overcome that barrier together. Thanks again for joining Voices and Stories. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like and share this video on social media. We'll see you soon.